Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we are looking at something that is now very old, very rare and very, very collectible. We are looking at the 1988 release by Dapol from their Doctor Who 25th anniversary series of action figures and action vehicles. And this particular item we're looking at today is of the 4-inch action figure playset, which featured the then current Doctor, Sylvester McCoy, his companion Ace, the Tardis Time Machine, Dalek, Ice Warrior and K9. Okay, as you know, the Doctor Who originally ran from 1963 through to 1989, and Dapol was commissioned to produce a range of figures for the 25th anniversary of Doctor Who, which was 1988. So these were really the first Doctor Who figures to be released since the 1976 Dennis Fisher figures of the fourth Doctor and his TARDIS and companions and so on. So the license was granted for Dapol to produce these figures, and they had the license right up until 2002 when they attempted to renew their license, but it was declined by the BBC because they were putting a new Doctor Who together, and which was launched in 2005, and obviously then the license was granted to Character Options in 2004, who then started producing new Doctor Who figures. Dapol produced 3 waves of figures, one in 1987, one in 1989 and one in 1993. The next set was due to be released. Sorry, the 1993 release didn't get released because they had a fire at the warehouse, and it wasn't actually released until 1998. So it was put back quite some time because of the fire in their warehouse. But they did go on to produce a third series of figures, and also they produced quite a few different box sets like this one here. Okay, now this particular box set, as I say, is from the 7th Doctor era, and this is the box in front of us. And it says 4-inch action figure play set, Doctor Who, and you've got the TARDIS in the bubble as it was seen in the opening title sequence of the Sylvester McCoy era, and it says Doctor Who from Dapol. Okay, that's the front of the box. What I'd like to do now, we're going to turn the box around. We're going to have a look at what we got on the back before we open it up and have a look at the contents. Okay, so I'll turn the box around to the back, and this is what we got on the back. So again, it says a Dapol Products 4-inch action figure playset. Collect other items available, not included in pack. Collect them all. And again, you've got the Doctor Who logo and the TARDIS in the bubble, as I say, as it appeared in the title sequences from the Sylvester McCoy era of Doctor Who. Okay, and over on the left-hand side here, you've got other figures in the same series. So you've got the Red Dalek, you've got the Cyberman, you've got Davros, the Ice Warrior, the Tetrap, and another classic Dalek in the Marks design. It says W001 Doctor Who in grey coat, 002 Doctor Who in brown coat, Melanie in pink shirt, Melanie in blue shirt. You got the Tetrap, you got K9 grey, you got TARDIS, Dalek white and gold, Dalek black and gold, Dalek black silver, Dalek grey blue, Dalek red black, Dalek red silver, Dalek red gold, Dalek grey black, Cyberman 25th anniversary set, the Ice Warrior, Ace, Davros, Lewis Marks Dalek's red, Lewis Marks Dalek's grey, Lewis Marks Dalek's black, Lewis Marks Dalek's silver, Lewis Marks Dalek's white, Lewis Marks Dalek's gold, and Tom Baker. I don't know why they call him Tom Baker instead of Doctor number 4, but there we are. And on the bottom picture, just here, you've got the Dalek, Cyberman, Melanie, the 7th Doctor, Melanie again in a blue shirt, Ace, K9 at the front there in as a normal colour, and to the right of him you've got K9 green, Doctor in his brown coat, the Ice Warrior and the Red Dalek. Incidentally, K9 was originally made by Dapol in green, and that was because the photograph that was given to Dapol by the BBC showed K9 on grass, and the grass reflected onto his body, so it looked like his body was green. So that's the reason why they made him in green. A little bit of trivia question there for you. So you've got 25th anniversary set, limited run of commemorative sets produced especially for the 25th anniversary of Doctor Who, featuring TARDIS console, control centre, articulated figures, and K9. It says Dapol, Overmill, Wall Street, Wilsford, Cheshire, CV71HU, and telephone number and fax numbers. A Dapol product. It's got copyright 1987, licensed by BBC Enterprise, and contains small parts unsuitable for children under 36 months. And at the bottom there, you've got the Dalek beige, 4.5-inch Lewis Marks Dalek, 6-inch bump and go Dalek, and the Dapol Dalek, the red Dalek. Okay, that is the back of the box. I'm just going to drop the box forward. So on the side of the box, or the top of the box, it says Doctor Who 4-inch action figure playset at the whole product, and on the side, again, Doctor Who 4-inch action figure playset at the whole product, and they're the same on the other two sides, so I won't bother reading those. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open the box, I'm going to take these out, and we're going to have a look at these items outside of the box. Okay, so I've removed the figures and the TARDIS from the box, and this is what we got. So the TARDIS does actually slot together, and you've got the light here, which I've just switched on, but it's not working, probably because it needs batteries. Yes, it does. There's no batteries in there. Okay, I'm going to pop some batteries in here. We're going to see if this actually still works from 1987. Okay, so I've put some batteries in the back there, and I've closed it all up, and I'm just going to switch it on, and there you go. So you can see that the light comes on, and if you leave that for a second, it starts to flash just like the TARDIS lid. Okay, so that all goes together. So the TARDIS all joins together. So let's put the TARDIS together then. So that looks like it goes on there like that. Looks like these pieces pressed together like that, and those pressed together like so. So that's the TARDIS, and then that, I think, yes, maybe not that way round. Oh yeah, maybe it can go any way round by the looks of it, because it's the way the slots are. So there we are, and of course there's the doors that open. So that's your TARDIS box there. I don't think I've got that on properly. I'll just swivel that in. There we go. So I've got the roof on properly now. It was sticking out on one of the slots, hadn't been got in properly. So there we are. That's the TARDIS. And now we've got the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. Now I just wanted to get some measurements on these figures, so you get an idea. It says 4 inches on the box. So what are we looking at? We are looking at 4 inches or 10 centimetres. And across we're looking at 2 inches or 5 centimetres. So that's the 7th Doctor, as portrayed by Sylvester McCoy. Now we've got Ace, and she's about the same size, I think. Well, she's a little bit shorter. She's about 9.5 centimetres and 3 3/4 inches. But width-wise, she's going to be 4 centimetres. So the same as the Doctor there. Let's just lean her up against the door there, which is easier. And we've got the Ice Warrior, who then is a little bit taller. So the Ice Warrior, he comes in at 11 centimetres, which is about 4 1/4 inches. And again, well, he's near 4.5 centimetres in width. I don't know why the Ice Warriors with the 7th Doctor's selection, because he never actually battled against the Ice Warrior that I can recall anyway. Okay, so then we got K9, and this is the grey K9, and I believe these are all pull back and go. Yes, they are. Oh, so you can see that when you pull back and let them go, the tail goes whoosh, and the wheels go round. And I've just knocked him off my table, so I'm just going to bend over and pick him up. Okay, so let's just do that again. Hopefully it won't fall off the table this time. There we go. And you can see the tail whishes by and the head goes up and down. So that's the pull back and go on K9. You can see he's got K9 on the side there. And the Dalek, I think he's also pull back and go. Yes, he is. So you can see, pulling back, and away he goes. On the bottom of the Dalek, he's got UK Dapol. Let's just measure the Dalek. 10 centimetres again. Widest point is about 7 centimetres. And if you measure with the plunger down, yeah, you're about 8 centimetres. So that gives you an idea. Now, he's got a rotating head, and the eyepiece goes up and down. You can move his plunger and his gun because they are on ball joints. K9 measures, well, we're looking at about 9 centimetres by about 5.5 centimetres. So there we are, that's K9. So there we are, that is this box set of figures and the TARDIS console. So how well did these figures do back in 1987? Well, contrary to belief on the box, I think this was a later box set release. So I think this was released, I think, in my opinion, because you've got 2 waves of figures, I think this may have been a 1990 release or 1989 release, because you got wave 1 and wave 2 figures in the box. So 87 was when they done the first batch for the 25th anniversary. And yes, they did do the 7th Doctor and they done the TARDIS, but K9 was green and Ace didn't come out until the second wave, because Melanie was the companion for the 25th anniversary, when the 25th anniversary figures went into production. She'd gone by the time the 25th anniversary season had started, but she was still there when that happened. So Melanie was in the first wave, Ace didn't come in until the second wave. So I think this was more an 89-90 box set release rather than 1987 like it says actually on the box. So, but yes, I mean, Dapol figure, I mean, Doctor Who was huge at the time, as we know. Now, probably not as big as it was in the late 70s, early 80s, but it was still a big TV show. Although it got taken off of air basically because of the viewing figures were falling. But again, a lot of that was to do with the fact that it was what it was being put opposite against. From being a Saturday tea time television show, it went to being a weekly TV show, and it was put opposite, you know, the BBC, the ITV's flagship program Coronation Street, where it obviously suffered. The ratings suffered, and as a result of that, it went into a decline, and eventually it was taken off air, which was sad because some of the greatest stories were very dark in the Sylvester McCoy era, and I think it was excellent. Certainly, as the last season was absolute excellent season. The stories were very dark and very, very spooky. So I think it was one of the best seasons of Doctor Who in the original run. But there we are. That's another story. So yes, they did do very well. We all wanted the merchandise. The trouble was there was no internet back then. We couldn't order online. The only way to get this merchandise was either you order from, you got your catalogue from Dapol. And Dapol originally or are model train manufacturers. So they sell their model trains through specialist stores, and that's what they did with, or attempted to do with, the Dapol range. So you'd have to go to certain places, exhibitions or specialist shops, to be able to buy the Dapol merchandise and the Dapol Doctor Who merchandise. Or you could phone them up or send a stamped address envelope for their catalogue, and then you could send your payment, your cheque or postal order off. 28 days later, you would receive your order. Very different now because of the internet. You can order and pay online, and it's done and dusted, and you get it within a few days. But it was very different back in the late 80s. So So these figures could have done a lot better had the marketing been better, in my opinion, that is. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm just saying that's my opinion, that I don't think they marketed them. They weren't in regular toy stores. They were just in specialist shops, which was a big disappointment, and they were very difficult to find. I managed to, when I was looking for these figures back in the 80s, I found them at the Longleat Doctor Who exhibition. They used to have a permanent exhibition at Longleat, and they had a shop at the end of that exhibition, and they used to keep all of the Doctor Who Dapol range, and I used to buy all mine for my own collection from that particular shop when I was a quite a young guy. Now let's move forward to 2024. So what we're going 37 years since the 25th anniversary, yeah, because it's the 62nd year of Doctor Who this year, or next year rather. So 37 years on, do these sets come up on the platforms nowadays? Well, some of the figures do pop up on the platforms, not that often though. In the mint unused condition, you do see quite a few of them loose, just like these. You might pick up a Dalek, loose Dalek. You do occasionally see some still in the original packets, but most of the figures you see are loose figures. The sets, however, completely different issue. They practically, or they very, very, very rarely appear on the platforms. And that's because compared to the individual figures, there was a lot less quantity of the box sets produced. And obviously over time, I mean, people would have taken the figures out, put them in their display, probably got rid of the boxes. So there's loose figures around, but no boxes for them to go with. This particular set was a former shop counter display set. And it was displayed in a specialist comic book shop, and they did have they were one of the shops that did actually have the Dapol merchandise, and they were selling the merchandise. But this set was on display after the lines come to an end, or when they decided that they were moving on for another display. They just put the stuff back in the box, stuck it in the stock room, and there it stayed until they closed down just before the COVID, or just after the COVID outbreak, and we went in and bought out all their stock, and we found a couple of sets. One was the big 25th anniversary set. We found a couple of those in the stock room, and we found a couple of one of these sets in the stock room. So all of those sets are currently available on the Midas Touch website for you to purchase at your leisure. So this particular set, although it's not ever been sold or played with, it has been out the box. The box is a little bit tatty because it has been sitting on a shelf for all these years, and the inner tray, because it's soft, that soft bendy plastic has started to deteriorate on the edges where the Tardis sits in. Where the figures go in, it's still perfectly okay, but just where the Tardis goes in on the edges, because it's quite, I wouldn't say sharp points, but the points of the Tardis has eaten into the side of the plastic, and there are a few little holes, but which is common with those plastic trays. So this particular set is available to purchase on the Midas Touch website. We only have this one particular set, and you can get to the Midas Touch website very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Dapol figure set with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.